moving along, and he starts to slip as that foot rolls across, and he catches another one, and that cog takes hold real hard, it can actually provide too much traction, and particularly in cold weather, if a horse moves suddenly, it can cause a bit of a strain or a pull on that leg. So it's kind of a two-edged sword, like so many things in this business. We kind of have to weigh the good with the bad and be realistic about how much of a problem we're facing. I find that actually going the other route is often better in the wintertime, and that is pulling the shoes off, because in the snow and such, there's not a lot of wear on that hoof, and the natural hoof wall and the cupping and arch of the foot and the expansion and contraction of the frog will shed that ice fairly quickly, and you don't get the buildup of that big ice ball under there, which can actually cause some very serious slips and strains and such. So in my case, because of our weather also getting very muddy around here, and that's probably our biggest problem, is that it gets wet, it freezes, and then it thaws again. And when that couple of inches of mud get going, it'll literally suck the shoes right off a horse. So I find in the kind of weather that we have here in Tennessee, that is more soggy and boggy than it is really frozen on a day-to-day basis, that pulling the shoes and going barefoot really works better than trying to beef up that foot and that shoe and adding cogs to the shoe and things like that. Now, like I mentioned, if you're out there and it's really frozen and you're on that ice, well, then you may have no other alternative. So, again, one of those things with trade-offs, as so many things are. Again, if you've worked with horses out here in the cold weather, you're going to find one thing is that they're adapted to it fairly well. They're not struggling with it half as much as we are. They do better in it. As I say, the snow on the ground, the mud, things like that, their natural footing works well in it. And we're really only going to mess them up in most cases if we're trying to help them out, adding things like that. So that's one of those weird situations that, like I say, varies to vary to where you're at and what kind of work your horse is doing. One other issue with those big cogs is they sometimes get some pretty good edges on them, and if a horse were to clip himself, he's very apt to cut himself fairly severely on those sharp edges. So do some thinking about it and look at the kind of riding and the frequency you're doing it before you get talked into hanging extra iron on the shoes and things like that. Well, we've only got about 5 days left to Christmas. Christmas spirit is upon us, and folks are scrambling for those last-minute ideas. And one of the things that every horse owner is always appreciative is those little items. And so, again, if you've got one of those stocking stuffer kind of items, want to share it with our listeners, contact us on Twitter or give us a call here at 223-8888. We'll be sharing it with our listeners. If you've got an idea for community service and how to help spread that good Christmas cheer, give us a call and we'll share it with our listeners here tonight. Again, we've got a lot to be thankful for as horse owners, and so also counting our blessings, we're trying to share them a little bit with folks. Looks like we're wrapping up our year here, our first season here on WMRB, and we're enjoying it. I'm going to take a few minutes extra and thank some of the folks that have helped us all year long making this show possible. Of course, every show we listen to Mary Ann Kennedy, and using her bumper music here with her permission. If you enjoy the music, would like to hear more of Mary Ann, you can find her at maryannkennedy.com. It's online. She has not only this album that we're using, but 3 others that she has done over the past couple of years. And she's been so generous allowing us to use her music here. And so I would like to share with folks that if they are enjoying this music, would like to hear more of it, go to the web, look up Marianne Kennedy, MarianneKennedy.com, and go ahead and order a couple of her albums. They make a great stocking stuffer, and they're always need one extra to keep in the car for the CD player. So help support the Radio Horseman and Marianne by sharing this music with some friends and horsemen on your list. And again, thanks, Marianne, and Merry Christmas to her. Also want to thank Chuck Keelan, who allows us to put the show on here on WMRB. Chuck has been supporting us, often helping us with the engineering duties, and it's been a real pleasure being here on the show, talking with listeners, following up on Twitter and email. And Chuck is the man that makes it all possible for us, so I'd like to wish Chuck and his family a very Merry Christmas, and thank you for making this season possible. We look forward to another great year next year, and again, a Merry Christmas to him and his family. So many folks here to thank. We've got folks helping us in the background. We've got Carolyn Angler, who's actually in Germany. It's 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning there, and she helps us handle our Twitter and gets those messages relayed to me. So a very big thank you to Carolyn, and a very Merry Christmas to her and her family, and to any other listeners that we have there in Germany. Her help is so greatly appreciated. And to others that helped us with our show throughout the year, to Kane for joining us here and talking about horseshoeing, to Kane and his family, again, a Merry Christmas, and thank you all for being a part of the show this year. If you'd like to be a part of this Christmas show, we've got a few minutes left. Give us a call here at 931-223-8888 and be a part of our Christmas show. And again, enjoy talking with you all. It's just that time of year where we get a chance to kind of slow down and sit back and think about these things. If you got a question on horses, even though it's Christmas season, it doesn't have to be a Christmas question. We'll answer it here. And I guess we're going to have to also thank the folks in California. We had one, Jenny Marie, that called in and talked about her riding experience with her horses. I know Jenny's listening again tonight, so I want to thank her. Wish her a Merry Christmas out there, her and her husband. And if Chris in Utah is listening tonight, I want to also wish him a Merry Christmas here from the Radio Horseman. We appreciate all he did for us. Chris is the gentleman that helped set up our webpage. So when you go to radiohorseman.com, it was Chris that made that possible for us, and would like to thank him. Again, we have so much to be thankful here. Really appreciate it, and looking forward to the season going along here. I guess as we wrap this up, it really comes down to remembering what this season is all about. And it is about the birth of Christ, and the Christmas season needs to be reminded. I, for one, have been saying Merry Christmas for the last 2 weeks, and will continue. I hope we all get behind that, because it really is not a holiday season. It is the Christmas season here, particularly at the Radio Horseman. And so when you're out there shopping, when you're out there visiting, make sure to be wishing people a Merry Christmas. This is what the season's all about. It's about reflecting on that special event that